Oh my god, you guys. Hermes, again, outselling everybody. Listen, record sale for one Kelly. How much did this Kelly go for? We're gonna get to it. And also, what Kelly was it? Woo! The Hermes shade in the Dacob moment. I'm telling you, first subscribe to my channel if you haven't already here on the tubes. You can push the join button next to the subscription button, become a member today, gain access to extra perks. You can also join me on Patreon for extra perks, Super Dacob, all spelled together there as well. Thank you to all my members and patrons who already pledged. This video is being filmed live in front of a live virtual audience. I live stream every Saturday on my main channel, and you're all welcome to join. Cue in the chats. Hey guys, how's it going, chat? While we're at it, we're in the Halloween season, y'all, and we're all joining the Dacob cult, or Day Cult, so get your Day Cult merch. Join the army today at www.superdacob.com. MSN.com reports Hermes Handbag sells for record-breaking, are you ready to hear this? Let me get my crop out. Record-breaking. Any guesstimates? $3,1,200 British pounds. Let that sink in. 3,1,200 pounds. No, 3,000. So how many? 352,800 euro. Almost 400,000 euro. Now the bag in question. So in dollars, I think the dollar is like almost 1-to-1 with the euro. So basically in dollars it would be also around about $360,000. Between $360,000 and $400,000, depending on the exchange rate, for one bag, okay? Is it alligator? Yes, Asia, you guessed it. Of course. I mean, what else could it be? But there's going to be a plot twist to this whole situation. Listen, so as MSN reports, Hermes Handbag sold at an auction in Paris for a record-breaking almost 360,000 euro. The largest sum fetched by a luxury bag in Sotheby's history. Now here is, a factor story says, does it have diamonds? No, Karine, this one does not have diamonds. But interesting olfactive stories that you say that. This comment here, does it have diamonds? Why is this an interesting point? Because when I read this article, I also thought to myself, well, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Oh, 1 minute. Because I remember another Hermes bag being sold for way more than this. But then if you read really finely the article, they do very clearly say that the price is the highest fetching price for Sotheby's. Not for the history of Chanel bags. So they're saying that Sotheby's auction house history, this is the most highest price that an Hermes bag would fetch. Which Hermes bag is it? I said, oh, did I say Chanel? I'm brainwashed. I meant Hermes, 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 Hermes. We're talking about an Hermes bag, not Chanel bag. If I switch into Chanel, oopsie. We're talking Hermes, babes. Right. Okay, right. So where was we? It's a Kelly. Retourné, I think Retourné Kelly 25, size 25, which basically indicates 25 centimeter, which is basically this big. With a top handle, Kelly. In the Himalayan Birkin, the albino, the white, from the alligator from the Himalayas, or is it a crocodile? The Himalaya Retourné Kelly 25 Here's the first twist. It sold, as reported by this article, because everything I say is for entertainment purposes only, just my opinion, not rooted in truths or facts. Everything's just alleged. They're reporting that the bag sold for almost 3 times what they estimated pre-sale that the bag would go for. It ended up surpassing the 100 to 120,000 euro estimated sales price by more than 230,000 euro, more or less $230,000. So the bag sold for $230,000 more than they estimated it was going to sell for. So that's the first twist. Second twist, the article then admits, well, this might have been the most expensive Kelly or Hermes bag sold by Sotheby's, but it's not the most expensive Hermes bag sold ever. The most expensive Hermes bag sold ever is another Kelly, also I think 25, yep, it is. And the sale of the Himalaya Retourné Kelly 25 sold at Christie's for, I can't even read this number, 4 million Hong Kong dollars, 460,674 pounds last November, which is around about $600,000. Now, Christie's sold that Retourné Kelly 25 in the crocodile, the Himalayan crocodile, same size as the one at Sotheby's, but the difference was that the Christie's iteration of the Kelly had the hardware encrusted with diamonds. So it had a diamond encrusted hardware piece, while the Sotheby's version didn't. So that's another plot twist. Second plot twist is that Christie's sold for more than Sotheby's. Here's another plot twist. They're planning another auction in November of 2022. And this time, Christie's, the auctioneer will hold a sale on the 3rd of November, expecting to feature a Himalaya Cellier Kelly bag 25, also manufactured this year, and they're going to sell it. Now, because Sotheby's managed to amp the price so much higher, $230,000 more than expected, you best believe now there's a hype. So in November, Christie's is planning to maybe double that, because the Kelly that they're about to sell in November does not have, allegedly, the diamonds on it. But here's what I'm thinking. Now we get to the conspiracy theory of it all. Asia says, do we have a picture? Yes, we do. Let me see. There it is. So this is the Kelly Himalayan Birkin, Croc Birkin. So basically, so it's a 25 Kelly, but they say it's 28 centimeters wide, actually. The 28 centimeter accessory is made from skin of the Himalayan Niloticus crocodile. So it's a croc bag. The Nile crocodile of the Himalayas. Like, it's so ugly to me. I wouldn't want it even for $1,000. I wouldn't. But then, hey, to each their own. Now, here's my conspiracy theory, y'all. Follow me for a second here. I know for a fact how art auctions work. Now, this is design. This is a collector's piece. This is not art per se. But how art works, when you are selling okay, the gallerists and the collectors join forces with the auction houses to artificially amp the cost of an artist. It can go terribly because, first of all, the artist doesn't have the choice to decide whether or not they want to be a part of that auction. Why? Well, because the collectors, they own the pieces. The collectors buy the pieces of the artist when the artist is maybe not that famous. So they get the pieces at a relatively cheap, affordable price. Then they join forces with the gallerists and the auction houses to make those art pieces cost much more, artificially, to create desirability. So they go to auction. The artist has no choice in the matter because he or she or they don't own the art pieces anymore because they were sold. So it's a resale game happening that artificially amps up the price of an artist and the value of an artist. What does that mean? It can make it or break it, because when it goes to auction, usually it's kind of an internal job because the collector is selling the piece, might be in cahoots with another collector or with the gallerist. The gallerist buys the piece, but they keep going back and forth with, like, I give 1,000, I give 2,000, I give 5,000, I give 10,000, I give 20,000. And the auction goes up and the price of the artist goes up. And if that art piece that was originally $1,000 ends up being sold at auction for $1 million, well, then the price of that artist is $1 million. If, on the other hand, the art piece does not sell and everything goes wrong, it has happened as well, where all of a sudden somebody gets backstabbed and they set you up as a collector, and then they kind of, just buy it off of you for even cheaper than what you wanted because they kind of set you up. That happens as well. Then the artist is effed, because then their value goes down the drain and they just starve because they can't sell any piece anymore. Same applies if you oversaturate the market with art. Now, similar can be happening here. I'm not saying that Hermès needs to survive. No, but what I'm saying is, remember, I've reported a while ago about resale prices in China plummeting for Hermès and Chanel and luxury bags because of all the lockdowns they've been having. People are not working. They don't have enough money. People are not investing in these bags anymore. So all of a sudden, secondhand prices are going down. And now all of a sudden, back in Europe, they're doing everything they can to amp the prices up again. It's a little sus. Because, quite frankly, they're not that rare, these Birkins. And they're expensive, but they're not that rare. But to fetch $230,000 more at auction than it was expected to get, to me, smells like somebody behind the scenes is investing the money into, in this case, the Hermès situation, to counter the fact that news have been coming out that the resale market is kind of falling down in Asia. And they're trying to make it look like, no, nothing is wrong, honey. This is still covetable. This is still a great investment. I just have the sneaky suspicion that that's what's going on here, that somebody behind the scenes is pulling the strings to, just like in the art world, you can artificially amp the desirability and the price of a product at auction. Auctions are the places you go to. I'm not talking about eBay. I'm talking about the serious auctions that make it or break it. Christie's, Sotheby's. Those are the places where empires are built and empires can collapse. It's a very, very strategical thing. So for a bag to fetch so much money in this day and age where these prices are collapsing. So what am I thinking? This is just alleged everything. It's just my theory. That either somebody who has a big resale business in China bought the bag for so much money just to be able to prove that these bags are still desirable and covetable, just to kind of show to the world, no, don't worry, keep buying our secondhand bags. Or just maybe just maybe, could it be Hermes themselves pulling the strings behind the scenes? Melania Trump allegedly did it for the sale of her NFT. I say allegedly, but it seems as though she purchased her own NFT because nobody else would for a higher price and then made it look like it cost more than it did. I made a video about that like a year ago. That was also an auction, but a different kind of auction. But this is what happens in auctions. For these major prices and pieces that all of a sudden exponentially grow in price, usually it's sus. It kind of usually means that somebody's pulling the strings to hype the market somehow. So, either some major reseller from Asia that wants to counter the fact that the resale market is kind of plummeting at the moment and they want to kind of set a precedent and a statement in motion, or maybe Hermes is doing something. We don't know. Allegedly Hermes, huh? Take it with a grain of salt. We're just speculating here. We're just trying to understand stuff. But it's interesting, isn't it? Isn't it? I think it's very interesting. Jesus says, did a little research. The crocodiles are not from the Himalaya. They're from the Himalayas. They're Asian crocodiles with albinism. Thus the rarity and price point. Right. But guess what? The albino crocodiles, you can, once you have them, you can keep reproducing them. You just got to keep the generations going. They're not that rare. Once you got the male and the female, and you got to boost it for a couple of generations, because, you know, it's about a chromosome. It's not, if you have two albino crocodiles copulating, doesn't mean that the baby is going to be albino. Chances are likely that it will be, but the two albino crocodiles also still have genes of the green or whatever color crocodiles they used to be. So the baby might catch that gene as well. But the more generations you keep producing albino crocodiles, and the bigger the chances are that the babies are also going to be albino. So it's not that rare. We also have albino snakes, albino hamsters. I used to have albino hamsters. Anyway, I did not make bags out of them. Don't worry. Not Cruella de Vil here. But anyway, Hermes, we're looking at ya. We don't buy this story so easily that, you know, oh great, all of a sudden this proves to us that luxury bags are still a great investment. I don't know. We'll be the judge of that, but later. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Most Himalaya bags are not made out of albino. They remove the color of the skin. Albino Crocs are completely white. Interesting point as well. Sylvia says, with that insane amount of money, I could be a VIP and score a first-hand Croc Birkin, or Hermes want me to think this way. Food for thought. Thank you guys so much for watching. Never give up on love. Thoughts down below. Subscribe.